everybody. This is the Demonic Orchard here, bringing you another 2,500 point battle report. This time I'm getting ready for Lone Wolf, which is next year. I do have Wapaka before that, but Lone Wolf prep for everybody that is in Dallas. I will talk to you about it in a little bit. So if you're looking for a tournament to go to I think it's March this year, Lone Wolf is definitely the tournament for you. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So my list now is changed up a bit. So I'm running the Destroyer of Tremendous, the Despair, my Keeper of Secrets, level 4 with Slaanesh Magic, with a greater gift and a lesser gift. What I ended up rolling was I got ASF for the lesser gift, and I rolled +2 attacks, but I changed it to the Lash. I have a Herald of Slaanesh with a greater gift. I gave him her, it, she, whatever, they, +2 attacks and ASF. The ASF Loki, I have a Herald of Tzeentch, level 2 metal, a Herald of Tzeentch, level 2 metal, 10 Pink Horrors, full command, 10 more Pink Horrors, full command, 25 Demonettes, full command with the Lynchbone Pennant. Yeah. 3 Beast of Nurgle, 1 Beast of Nurgle, a Soul Grinder of Slaanesh with Baleful Torrent and the Demon Boneclaw, and Plague Drones with, I gave them, everybody, even the flies had poison attacks. I was just kind of testing it out. My points are really weird with the models I have to roll with, so yeah, that's what I did. I don't have a copy of his list. He wrote it all out by hand, and he's trying it out for Lone Wolf, and yeah, so here's my magic. This is my Slaaneshi magic for my keeper. Yeah! Got the 2 good ones. Acquiescence and Choir. Woo! Magic. And then, magic. I had got Enchanted Blades, Pink Fire, and Transmutational Lead. The metal is for the Herald, and the Pink Fire Tzeentch is on my horror unit. So much magic. It's so great. So many choices I have. This is my Herald and my other unit of horrors. I had Plague Arrest, Final Transmutation, and Infernal Gateway. Plague Arrest is really helpful against vampire counts. Let me tell you. So here is his army. Now, there are a couple proxies in here. He's trying it out before he actually goes through with the models. But on the far left, you'll see he has, what are they, Direwolves? Direwolves? Yeah. He has, those are Black Knights. Behind that, those are Vargulfs. Yeah, that's what I want to say, it's Vargulfs. Then he has Blackguard, Graveguard. Blackguard's the Dark of crap, right? Yeah, so Graveguard, woo! A huge brick of skeletons. And inside of the Black Knights, he has a vampire. And in this big unit of skeletons, he has a necromancer, and he has a special character, Manfred. We called him Manfreda because he didn't have the model, so he's using a different vampire. It's fine. Then he had his ghouls, more direwolves, and then those ogres on the far right are crypt ghouls, I want to say. Really fun guy. Trying out his vampires. He is not a huge tournament player, but he likes to go to some. So we're really just having fun with it. My fiance is out of town on business, and his girlfriend, fiance, was out of town with doing something she likes to do. We had all day to play Warhammer, and we took pretty much all day of this game. We were really slow. I was taking pictures. We were laughing. We were joking. You'll notice that there are pieces of paper underneath things. We actually did magical terrain for like everything. Absolutely retarded. I can't believe we did it. So that took up a ton of our time. So yeah, here we go. So here is his right flank. The dogs, knights, Vargulf, and Graveguard. And his center and left flank, the skeletons, ghouls, dogs, and crypt ghouls. Woo! And you can see a Blood Forest right there. Yeah, Blood Forest. My deployment right here. And we have my Keeper of Secrets, aka the Lord of Death and Destruction, the maker crier of Tzeentch. Yeah! A Soul Grinder. I have one cannon. My Plague Drones. In front of that is a unit of Horrors. Next to that's another unit of Horrors. My 25 Demonettes and a Beast and Urgle. Oh, and there's another Beast and Urgle by my pink Horrors in the center. There's a better picture of my Greater Demon and Soul Grinder. The rest of my army right there. Yeah. Still working on my painting. I have to have it all done in 2 weeks for Rock Wars. So he goes first, not I, and he pushes forward, which actually it really shocked me because I thought that with his list and how magic heavy and how he can regrow stuff, I thought in my mind that he would basically sit back and let me get closer and then maybe push forward. But he came charging right out at me. He didn't vanguard his dogs. He actually forgot about it, and I was like, well, you can do it, but we'll have to reroll for first turn because, yeah, only fair. And I don't think he wanted to vanguard the dogs up because if I do get first turn, I just charge in with my Soul Grinder and my Keeper, kill it, overrun, and possibly clip the Knights. And here's his left rank, moving on up. Not too bad. So we go into Magic, and he raises dead, and he raises them right in front of my Horrors, my Plague Drones, my Cannon, just sitting there. Hi, zombies! And here is when I need to learn to just chill out. So he's got those zombies in front of me, and what do? I charge them, of course, because why not? And in my mind, when I charged in, my Plague Drones were going to be about the same width of the zombies, and I was going to go into the bunker. I don't know why I was so afraid of Manfred the Mighty, whatever, the freaking, I don't know why I was so afraid of him. But I was. And so I charged in with the cannon. I mean, talk about overkill for freaking zombies. I mean, I'm going to annihilate them. I moved the beast up, and then I charged in with my Soul Grinder, and I ran my Keeper all the way up the flank so that I could next turn get a charge off on the Knights once all those dogs died to the Soul Grinder, because the dogs should all die to the Soul Grinder, right? Here's a better picture of that combat and my Keeper. And we roll for magic. I rolled Khorne's Wrath. Woo! I rolled a 6, and I missed. I never hit with Khorne's Wrath. Ever. So, right there is a Sorceress Portal on the side. And what it does is you roll 2d6 and it casts a spell. So, in the nearest model. So, he gets Wissen's Wild Form on the dogs. Which I was like, okay. And he's like, yes, they're +1 strength, +1 toughness. I'm so charging your Beast and Urgle next turn. I'm like, okay. All right. It's your funeral, not mine. And then I go ahead and cast Cacophonic Choir on his Knights. Peels off 2. And you're probably like, why is there a guy back there? He forgot one of the Knight models, so he just put it in there. Not a big deal. But I only get 2 off, but he always strikes last. And random movement. And I kind of actually felt bad about it because I was like, oh, Cacophonic, and I said it really fast. And I thought, at this point now, I assume everybody knows what Cacophonic does. I just assume. And he didn't realize it did always strikes last. And I told him, I said, hey, now that you know it's always strikes, or random movement, which is a big deal. So if you want, you can definitely, try to dispel it. And we'll see what happens. And he's like, no, it's fine. I'm like, no, dude, you didn't know what it did. He goes, well, I got to get prepared for tournaments. I was like, well, if a tournament, somebody should explain the magic, exactly what it is to you before they just cast it, or, at least show you the card. He still let it go off because he's like, I want to save my dice for other things. I understand. I mean, I only threw 3 dice at Cacophonic. That was 9, so I still have 6 dice left, plus I think I channeled once or twice. And then I cast Final Transmutation on his skeletons. So, just so everybody understands, because this is a tournament prep game. I played it like some tournaments do now, where a characters get a lookout sir roll against, things like final, like the kill off spells. Okay, so I did it for final trans. I let him get a lookout sir, and he passed both of them, and I whittled down his skeletons quite a bit, which it's good because he's gonna be able to raise skeletons, but hopefully I can kill more than he can raise, and I can win this battle of attrition. So this is where indecision is gonna kill me. That and not realizing that Manfred, not the Acolyte, but the other one, he sucks in combat. He's not that good. So instead of overrunning, I test to restrain, I sit here and wait for him to charge me. I mean, he needs 8s and I think 9s or 8s and 8s to get to me. But still, how dumb can I be? Why? I'm gonna charge him anyway. I mean, like, honestly, I'm gonna charge him anyway. So why not just overrun and get it over with? But yeah, stupid mistake. I think challenging the zombies was probably a mistake too. I probably should have set that up better or different, but whatever. So in combat here, my soul grinder whiffs a little bit, and I don't get that many thunderstomps, and his guys stick. That, and there's a thing right next to the knights that any undead within 6 inches, it's the undead pit or whatever, that gives him a 6-up regen, and I think he got a couple of those. Whatever. Yeah, so on his turn, he randomly moves up his knights over there, and he missed. He needed a 4 to get to me, I think it was. He rolled like a 2. So there are his knights, and they are very nice. Nice. Very nice. And, yeah, he charges. He charges everything. The Vargeist slam into my Beast of Nurgle. I'm pretty sure my Beast of Nurgle is now going to go away. He slams into my cannon, and I'm like, my cannon's going to go away. This sucks. And he slams into my Plague Drones. I'm like, oh my god, that's going to suck. Oh, so stupid. I'm so dumb. Oh well, that's what you pay. Like they told me in the army, if you're going to be stupid, you're going to be strong. And I might have been the dumbest private in the United States Army at one point. I was very strong. Yes, hello, indecision. It is nice to meet you. So, yeah, and then his left flank, my right flank, he charges the dog into the beast, and, I'm actually kind of like, I'm actually a little nervous. I'm like, wow, their strength, I think they were strength 5 at this point. I'm like, oh my god, this is going to suck. And then he moves his crypt goals up, slowly but surely. Just they're coming on up. So in the magic phase, he rolls it, and the way that Sorcerer's Stone or whatever goes off, the magic happens before we even do magic. And he rolls, and he gets Fireball, and hits his crypt goal Fireball, and he does a wound to them. Just one wound. It was D6 strength 4 hits. I think he rolled 1 strength 4 hit. And wounded it, so it's cool. He then goes on... Oh, my demonettes, they're growing old. So I let this go. I don't know why I let it go. He might have just, I might not have been able to stop it. But it's Curse of Years. I'm like, well, you need a 6 to wound me. I'm going to save some dice. I have a 4-up ward against magic. You go ahead. And he gets 2. So, yeah, good. Kind of sucks. And then the dogs. Back to the pet cemetery with them. They did nothing. I mean, they whiffed because they needed 5s to hit me and then 4s to wound, and and he rolled like butt. He rolled like butt, and I didn't. So it was good. These stupid dogs. So this is my round of attacks. I kill like nothing. I whiffed. I'm like, and he's like, I think I got 1 or 2. I'd have to go back and look at the size, but I think I got like 1, and he's kind of res. He's like, yes, they're going to stick. And I'm like, oh, wait. Thunder stomps. Yeah! And combat res. I did like 2 stomps or 1 stomp, and I beat it by 2, basically, and the other 2 go away. And I'm like, yes, combat res. Woo! But the dogs, if you can see, did do a wound to my soul grinder, which is upsetting. So here was my other thought. I was going to leave my Soul Grinder. I probably turned him 60 million times. I was going to have him charge into the Knight. And I was like, well, my gosh. This is me going in panic mode. My drones are going to get creamed by those skeletons. I need to throw something else into them. I need to throw the Soul Grinder. I need to throw the Soul Grinder. I got to throw the Soul Grinder in there. I have to do it. So this is what's going to happen. On my turn, I'm going to try to charge into the Soul Grinder if I can. Combat here, I do a couple wounds to the Vargeist. He does a wound to the Beast and Urgle. I don't remember what happened exactly, but I stick. We will stick. Neither one of us are going to run anywhere. Stupid vampires and their inability to run away. Run from me! And yeah, God. So let's not charge into them. Let's hope they don't roll an 8 on 2 dice and just kill your cannon. Instead of overrunning and then getting impact hits and at least doing some sort of wounds to the cannon, that would make too much sense. And my Pimp Ride is gone. Poor Pimp Ride. And they overrun into, of course, the horrors because they clip them, which sucks. And there's them going over there. So I hope these skeletons brought fly swatters because my plague drones are ready to rumble. I can't even do the voice. Ready to rumble. Whatever. I don't know. So I'm pretty sure that my guys are hosed at this point. And I'm kind of like, oh my God, I'm going to lose to VC. This is bad. I'm never going to put up another battle report. But I put my head in shame. But yeah, so they hit there. And he does 1 wound. Manfred completely whiffs. I mean, he's hitting on 4s, wounding on 4s. It's just not enough. I mean, skeletons are hitting on 5s, wounding on 5s and 6s. It's just not good. So I attack back with 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 attacks, 3 stomps. Yeah, things start going away. Grinding them out. So on my turn, this is the only way I can get the picture is to do it at this angle. I charge my keeper into the flank of those knights. Why, you ask? Because I'm an idiot. Why use the whip and just shoot into them and kill them off? No. Let me charge into them and just show how mighty I am. God, I'm silly sometimes. I really think I should have just stayed behind him and just cracked the whip and shot at him, setting my keeper up for better opportunities. But I always forget that people challenge out the keeper. So basically, the first round of combat, with them not being able to flee, I'm not going to be able to break them or get rid of all of them or crumble them no matter what I do. Because they're cavalry. I don't even have thunder stomp. So, a bad decision on my part. I go ahead and magic and I cast Acquiescence on the Vargeist. And if you're wondering what the Sorcerer's Stone does, a bunch of times we rolled a 7, which is Plague of Rust, and neither one of us were armor, pretty much, so we didn't care. And we go into this. Oh, nom, 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 nom. Now, granted that the Black Knights don't taste as good as, say, a Demon Prince, or a Dwarf Lord, or the banner of the I hate effing demons, but Black Knights taste yummy. And he does challenge. I absolutely murder the dude's face, and 5 guys go away. And here was something I did not know, and we looked it up in the rule book, and sure as crap, it is. He tests to reform. And I'm like, well, you have to test on the leadership that you would have had by what you lost combat, which I think is correct. And he's like, well, not undead because we're unbreakable. And I'm like, well, that doesn't make... I'm unbreakable. I'm demons. Like, that doesn't make any sense. But sure enough, if your rule says unbreakable in the rule book, at least how we interpreted it, you're on your unmodified leadership and you are free to reform as you see fit. So, yeah, he reforms and faces me. So no more flank. Here is the combat for my beasts. Poof. Beasts of Nurgle are so brokenly disgusting sometimes. I got to go first because he was ASL. I rolled my number of hits and I rolled a 6. So that means I got 7 attacks. I think I hit with almost all of them. And then I rolled out of the box wounding him. And then, so I did like 4 or 5 wounds. He does 1 and then he crumbles the last guy away. So my beast is free! And now we go into this combat with the Soul Grinder. And poof. More of them are going away. He does a wound to the Plague Drones, but now I'm feeling like very confident that with my stomps and everything else that I'm just going to combat res him to death as long as nothing silly, stupid, or my Reign of Chaos doesn't crush me. So we do this combat, and he challenges and whiffs. He doesn't do any wounds, but he still wins combat, and then I roll Snake Eyes. So I get the whole unit back, but I didn't lose a freaking model, so it didn't really matter. But yeah, so I stick here. It was good for me. This combat. So I don't want to admit it because I've been loving them so much, but my Demonettes, ugh. I'm so used to running them in Horde formation, and in Horde formation I feel like they do something. But they do stuff against elves. I put them in the wrong battles. Toughness 4 ghouls are not where Slaaneshi Demonettes shine. I need 5s to wound. I'm not going to do a ton. So I kill a bunch, but because I charge my beasts and my Demonettes in, maximizing and everything else, I only get 1 beast in the combat. So it's just not good. Not good at all. But I win combat. He sticks, obviously. We both do. So, yeah, that's what it basically looks like at the end of my turn. And then the beginning of his, he just runs his Crypt Ghouls are coming up on the right flank. They're actually in base-to-base contact with the Beast of Nurgle, the hobby store that we played at Area 51, their terrain, which they have excellent terrain there. They had glued the trees, or when that model was made, the trees are actually on the base. You can't remove them. So, yeah, it's stuck. Whatever. So we go to combat. I think his magic phase was pretty much a wash. And poor Harold the Herald, he is gone. He was murderfied by the Grave Guard. The only saving grace I have is that basically we're clipped the whole time because he can't move over because of the Plague Drones, and I'm sure in the hell not going to move over to get more in. That's silly. But dumb combat res. I rolled high, and my whole unit basically starts going away. Ugh. So he swats a fly. He does another wound. I think I missed in his magic phase that he regrew a ton of skeletons and a bunch of ghouls. I think I forgot that picture. But yeah, so I kill a bunch more. So we're back to this. But now I'm down a fly, so I'm not getting 1 stomp, and I'm losing 4 attacks of poison and strength 4 and 5. So yeah, not very good for me, but whatever. We're getting there. We're getting there. Over here, I win combat again, I think, but the ghouls, he raised up like 9 of them, or whatever it was, and yeah, it's just a kick in the nuts. Oh well. Oh, my Demonettes are going away. Sad panda. And there can be only one. There's only one greater demon. I must teach people lessons. And I swear to God, I kill 3 of them with combat res. He had to make like 6 saves, 5 saves. I don't remember the number, but he saved like all of them but one or two, I don't remember, but I basically, 3 guys go away. Somebody forgot to tell these Black Knights that I am the Keeper of Secrets. That should carry some weight. He should fell over just for that. Stupid guy. So we go into my turn, and I run my Beast of Nurgle up and around so that I can get a rear charge on the skeletons if I need to. And yeah, I'm just ready to rock and roll with this. Feeling good. At this point, I'm still feeling pretty good about this game, that things are still going to go my way. So the Sorcerer's Tire on my turn, I rolled like an 11, and it gives me Speed of Light. And where I'm standing at, my beasts are closer than his Crypt Ghouls. So my Beast of Nurgle now gets Speed of Light. So they are Initiative 10, Weapon Skill 10, Beast of Nurgle. You want to see a combat get turned around quick? Throw Speed of Light on Beasts of Nurgle. Epic! So since we're over there, in Magic, I don't think anything happened for my Magic phase because my horrors are pretty much in combat, and every spell I have is like direct damage, so I can't even do anything with them anyway, so I'm kind of feeling like my Magic kind of sucks a little bit. So nothing happens. In combat, I go ahead and I kill off a Crypt Ghoul, and I kill off some more ghouls. And I didn't take the after picture, but he's down to basically like a rank of ghouls by the time it's said and done. And I made a bunch of saves, and he didn't roll as well when his ghouls start going away. Here with his skeletons, yeah! Nowhere to hide for his characters. I killed all the skeletons off, and when I went to Thunderstomp, I rolled like a 6 for my Thunderstomp, and I did like 6 wounds, right? And so they're distributed shooting, so it kills off the rest of the skeletons, and he starts putting wounds on his guys. So he put a wound on the Necromancer, and then he had 2 on to Manfred. Which not too bad, not too shabby for me. However, we go into this combat, and I'm like, oh my god, this guy just will not go away. But I vanquished him! Victory! Woo! Felt like Ric Flair in this picture. I wanted to be like, woo! So, yeah, I felt good. But if you notice his dice, how it's a 6, 4, 6, 6, 6, that's what he rolled for his saves against my keeper. He rolled 4 6s and a 4. I was like, oh my god, I think he just saved all the wounds again. And I got him by 1. By freaking 1. But a win's a win, and we move on. I didn't take the picture of it, and I completely forgot, and I apologize. But his Graveguard kills the rest of the pink horrors, turns around, and on his turn, he charges into the side of the Soul Grinder. And now I'm like, oh, crap. It's taken me too long to get rid of these skeletons. Now I have a unit of Blackguard sitting here. Ugh! Not good. Not good at all. So in his magic phase, he casts Soul Quench, whatever the death spell is, because Manfred the Magnificent is a lore master with death, and vampires, I think. So he casts it on him, and I'm like, I'll let it go. Whatever, I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna save my dice for something else. Maybe I'll get lucky. He rolls a 6. Toasted Herald. This is Kumar, the Herald of Tzeentch. That's what I'm going to name him from now on. It's Kumar. But he miscasts... I don't know if he miscast doing that. Maybe that's what he did. Maybe he miscast here, or if it was something else he miscast on. But he miscast, and he rolls an 8, puts the template down, and it basically touches all my models and his 2 guys. So I'm like, sweet. Strength 10 hit on your Necromancer, that's going to die. And you're going to put 1 more wound on your dude, giving him 1 wound left. Or 2 wounds left, because I think he's got 5 wounds. Or 4 wounds, whatever it is. And, whatever, I might get to actually save this stuff. So he rolls 2 wound for his Necromancer. He rolls a 1. Rolled wound for Manfred, the pain in my ass. Rolls another 1. That seems pretty fair, right? So I'm like, well, maybe you're on a string of ones. Go ahead and roll another one for me. Roll for the plague drones. Nope. 2. Roll for the soul grinder. 3. And then I don't save either one of them. Then we go into combat, and because of the miscast, it kills off another drone. So I only have one drone there. And then he murder faces the rest of my guys. And I'm like, oh, crap. I am in trouble. I killed a couple dudes with my Thunder Stomp, and I did end up killing the Necromancer in the combat, but it just wasn't enough to do with flank. I think we both had a flank, but he had 3 ranks, a banner. I killed a Necromancer, put another wound on Manfred. He's sitting on 4 wounds now, so not too bad. But so he overruns into my Beast and Urgle. Crap. This sucks. So on my so the other combat is the ghouls over there, and that's what you see over there. It's all breaking down now, the ghouls and everything else. We had another discussion about reforming in combat, and it's funny when you play a game that weird rules come up because you actually have to look them up if you don't know them. So we were looking up some things, and because he said something about having to roll off if you both want to reform in combat, and basically whoever wins the roll can make the other person do theirs first, and then you can go second to get the matchup that you want. And I looked up the rules, and sure enough, I was like, well, I'm going to combat reform my Beast and Urgle to touch both of your guys. And he's like, well, I want to combat reform so I can stay the way I am, and he would just slide. And since he wasn't taking a guy out of combat, he could do it. And I've never seen it happen like that before. I've never been in a combat where that's happened in the 5-6 months I've played Warhammer. So, see something all the time. It was pretty cool. So we go into my magic phase, and I roll Snake Eyes. I know you can't see it in the picture very well because my dice hate my guts, and right now I'm slamming my head into the wall looking at this picture. Because this is what happens to demon players when you need to roll anything but Snake Eyes. And so I'm like, this is bad. And then I'm thinking, no, maybe this isn't bad. Because Snake Eyes for a demon player means I have to roll an instability check for all of my guys, and for every point of leadership I fail by, they take a wound. Now, this can be bad for my greater demon. If I roll, a 12, he'll take a couple of wounds. But anybody else, I'm okay, with them pretty much going away. So I roll for my Beast and Urgle. It's in combat with his Blackguard. And I rolled like a 10 or 11. The Beast goes away. Now, normally I'd be like, this sucks. This is awesome. Because it's my turn right now, and he's going to kill my Beast. Or more than likely, right? 3 ranks, a banner. I have to do at least 4 wounds. I may or may not do that. There's a better chance that I don't. And that's if he doesn't slip a wound through. But now he can't combat reform. So he's stuck facing that direction right there. So, rather be lucky than good, because God knows I'm not very good at this game. I lose a pink horror. Whatever. And my keeper. Not that it happens to my keeper. But Manfred is in my sights, and I try to whip him. But Manfred is within 6 inches of his unit of Graveguard and gets to look out Sir roll. So, for me. On his turn, he goes ahead and he charges into my pink horrors. I'm not sure why he didn't just run Manfred into his unit of Blackguard. I have no idea why he didn't do it. And then in his magic phase, he raised up zombies so that I couldn't get to Manfred with my demonettes. But I have 2 Beasts and Urgle back there that are going to be able to charge him since I've gotten rid of the ghouls and the crypt ghouls. So I'm not quite sure why he did it like that, but I think he was trying to keep everything away from me charging the flanks with my pink horrors, then charging the rear with the demonettes, and charging the front with a keeper. And I think he thought that if he put him into the blackguard, I would charge my keeper in there no matter what, charge everything in the side for combat res, pick out Manfred, and just attract all of my keeper's attacks into Manfred, which, yes, I would have done. And then, you can still Thunderstomp. So the only way he would have been able to stop it is if he would have challenged, but I would have put my Demonettes in the rear, so I would have just pulled it out. But he charges. Whatever. I'm babbling. This is on his turn, me getting rid of the last Crypt Ghoul and being able to turn my beast around. And this is a better picture of Manfred. He's actually on the ledge, but whatever. He kills 2 of my guys. Maybe a guy... Anyway, I lose 2 guys with instability and losing combat. So we go to my turn, and I charge. I move the keeper away so he has nothing to do on his turn. I don't bother charging the zombies because there's just no reason to do it. And I charge the beasts in, and they get in and clip into Manfred. And yeah, so Manfred is going to die a horrible death, I think. That's pretty much what it looks like. So, victory! Yay! Woohoo! Boy, does this list need a lot of tweaking. My Demonettes, I can't run them like that. The 25 of them, they just don't do enough. There's not enough push. Against elves, they can do something, but not against anything toughness 4 or greater. And my magic was pretty much ineffective. How I'm running my keeper, running around the flanks, trying to keep him out there. I don't know if that's working the best. I might have to revisit that strategy. Really great guy to play against. It was awesome because, our significant others were out of town. So you get to chill. Not saying I ever rush my games, but, when you have to run home or come home because you got stuff to do or, your days, you got stuff going on. It was really great to be able to just relax, shoot the crap, take a bunch of pictures, and joke around, not having to worry about anything. So it was kind of like single guy day. Really fun person to play against. Really fun guy. I'll be seeing more of him around here, and we'll be getting more games in, either against his vampires or he's got multiple armies. But yeah, if you're looking for a tournament to go to, I definitely suggest Lone Wolf for anybody that wants to go to a tournament in the Dallas area, because Lone Wolf is fantastic. That was my first tournament. When I started playing Warhammer, I think I'd been playing for like 2 weeks. I went to Lone Wolf. I took a demon list that was Swedish comp 17 to it, and I did okay. It was a lot of fun though. I mean, the guy that runs it runs a really good tournament. The majority of the people there are really fun to play games against. So if you're looking for just a fun tournament, I definitely recommend Lone Wolf. I think there's still like 30 slots open for next year, but it's filling up pretty fast. Just Google Lone Wolf GT, or I think it's lonewolfgt.com, or you can even find it on Facebook. They have a Facebook page. And yeah, and there's stuff on Twitter too as well if you're looking for stuff. But yeah. Anyway, it was a ton of fun. It was good seeing you guys, and we'll talk to you later. Peace!